is Matthew Lott, and I'm an attorney here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Sometimes clients are apprehensive or very nervous about their first time in court. I've had hundreds of cases and can provide you some experience with what you might expect on your first day at court. Hopefully this will be your one and only time to testify or come to court. And so I will walk you through what to expect and what you will encounter on your day in court. We're here today using the Jackson County, Mississippi courthouse, and I will walk you through what you'll see when you come to court and what to expect from the judges and the witnesses and other people that might be with you that day. So watch the video and we will walk around the courtroom and I'll walk you through what to expect. You'll have a date and time for your trial or your hearing, and your lawyer or I will tell you when to be there and what to expect. But when you arrive at the courthouse, you'll meet with your lawyer and you'll walk into the courtroom. The courtroom will look very much like this one looks. Every courthouse in the state of Mississippi and other states look very much, well, they can be different and they can be the same. So this is sort of a modern courthouse. A lot of courthouses in the state of Mississippi are the old style cathedral type courthouses that are very large and can even fit more than 100 people in them. This is a smaller courtroom that can really only seat about 20 to 30 people total, but it's pretty standard in our jurisdiction. The parties, you'll notice that there's two tables up here. I'm standing next to the lectern. This is where the attorneys will come and speak. Sometimes the judges will actually ask you as a witness or a party to come up here and speak. You'll see a microphone right here, and the microphone will pick up most of the voice. You don't have to speak into the microphone. But you will stand here with your lawyer if asked, or you'll sit at the tables, one of the tables with your lawyer at the time that your case is called. There'll be an audience out there. Sometimes there's nobody in the courtroom. Sometimes there's dozens of people in the courtroom. It just kind of depends on what's going on that particular day. You'll either be sitting with your lawyer, myself, at the party table, and as you notice, there's about 3 seats at each table. It doesn't matter which side of the courtroom you pick. We'll sit at the table, and that'll give us some room to spread out and have our documents there ready for use during the course of your hearing. Anybody else that wants to testify in your trial or hearing will have to exit the courtroom during the case. This is a rule that's just required in every jurisdiction. If the parties can always stay in the courtroom, but if the witnesses are going to testify, they have to exit the courtroom during the hearing or trial. Okay? Usually in the morning, the judge will call the docket. The judge will call. She or he will be up at the bench, what we call the bench, and she will call the docket and go through all the cases that are set for that day. We'll try to take up matters that are easy to dispense with and get those out of the way before we get into the main hearings. Okay? If it's your day to go before the judge, then we will sit at one of these tables and she will call the case as ready. This particular courtroom does not have a jury box, but in other courtrooms, jury will be called and located on one of the sides of the courtroom. And the jury will sit and listen to your case and decide your case potentially. In Mississippi, in certain types of cases, you're not allowed a jury. And so many times, in fact, most cases that get tried in the state of Mississippi are not in front of a jury. They are tried simply to the judge, and the judge will decide your case. So with that, the attorneys sometimes, at the beginning of your trial or hearing, the attorneys will stand at the lectern and give a short speech about the case, just kind of an opening about what the case is about, address any kind of preliminary concerns that may be going on that may be pertinent to the case. A lot of it's about procedure or substantive parts of the law. At the time that we get started, the first witnesses will be called. If you were the plaintiff, which means you filed the case, then you'll go first, okay? If you're the defendant, if somebody is suing you, or somebody has filed an action against you, then you'll go second, okay? You have to put on proof about why you should win, essentially, why you should get the relief that you're requesting, okay? And so, if you come to court, you'll sit in and hear all the testimony that's before the court, okay? When it's your time and the lawyer says you're up to testify, you will walk up here and get into the witness box, okay? And this is just a simple little area cordoned off so that the judge and the court reporter can hear you and take down all of your statements. The court reporter will be located here. Sometimes the law clerk will actually sit here instead. In this particular courtroom, the court reporter actually does not sit here, and the court reporter will actually be across the way from you, okay? But in other courtrooms, they try to put the court reporter right next to the witness, okay? There may be also, in addition to the judge, there will be the court reporter, and there will also be a clerk. This circuit clerk is in charge of exhibits and other documents related to the actual file, just to make sure everything is in order and where it needs to be, and all the pleadings and paperwork is before the court properly. You may see the judge or the clerk looking at these particular computer screens. All of our documents in this particular jurisdiction are on computer. And so you may think he or she is playing on the internet or something like that. They're not doing that. They're looking at your case and looking at the pleadings that are filed in the case. Everything's electronic now, but the judge may have some paperwork that she wants to print off and look at, okay? So once you come to the witness box to testify, the court reporter has to take down everything that's being said. So you have to give audible answers. You can't just nod or shake your head. You have to say yes or no, and then you can give a brief explanation, okay? And your lawyer, myself, will walk you in detail about what your testimony is going to be about, okay? Also, there is a microphone here in the courtroom, and you need to speak loudly. This particular courtroom does have good acoustics, which means it picks up the sound in the courtroom. Some of our older courthouses, though, have terrible acoustics, and so you really have to almost shout at the judge or at the court reporter to pick everything up, okay? So once you're testifying, sometimes you'll want to look at the judge, but most of the time you'll be looking at the person who's talking to you, which is going to be your lawyer or the opposing attorney, okay? And so you want to give clear, audible, succinct answers to the questions that are asked, all right? You'll be sitting here. As you can see, there's also Kleenexes, okay? You may get emotional. Trials can be very, very emotional. Feel free to take a break if you need to take a break, okay? Use the Kleenexes or get a glass of water. The bailiff will be sitting in the courtroom. The bailiff is just to make sure that there's security in the courthouse, that everybody's protected. But also the bailiff is there to take care of your needs. If you need water or Kleenex or whatever, do that. If you need to take a break and talk to your lawyer, you can ask the judge to take a break, okay? It's not the best idea in the world. You need to sit through the amount of testimony that you need to complete. But if you need to take a break, use the restroom or whatever, you can do that. You can ask your lawyer, you can ask the judge. So those are the basics that you will expect on your day of trial, your day of hearing. This is what our particular courtroom here in Jackson County looks like. Every courtroom is a little bit different, but this is sort of the basics that you'll see on the day of trial. Okay? Thank you.